Hey y'all, this is Eric from hibbleybones.org, and you're watching RevHiker Outdoors.
Thank you for that intro, and welcome everybody to the latest edition of RevHiker Outdoors. Anyway, I didn't really know what to name this video, whether I should do titanium versus stainless steel, or whether I should just make it a review about the Toaks 750 milliliter pot with bale. So I've decided to kind of combine those two things, and I guess you'll find out when you read this video what the title will actually be, because I'm not sure yet. But first, let me do a review on this Toaks pot with bale. Now, this holds 750 milliliters to the top, has a very nice lid with some holes to release steam, and a little, it's not quite a D-ring, but a little bale on top, I guess if you want to call it that, that locks. See how that slides over there? Locks it right into place so it won't flop around when you're cooking. You can just lock it into place, and it's super easy to grab this and lift it off the top. You don't have to worry about that. Really like that. The lid has pretty good fitment with the top. You can see there's a little bit of play, but nothing that's bad. I mean, it doesn't click in and lock, but it sits in there nicely and it doesn't fall off easily. Next, let's jump into the pot. For a lot of people in bushcraft or that cook over fires, a bale is like essential if you don't want to kind of just try to stick your cup or your pot in the fire and hope that these are cool enough when you take it out and kind of put it on the edge. If you just want to hang this thing right over the center of the fire, this bale is perfect. And so maybe if you're into bushcraft or you're just a hiker that cooks over a fire a lot of times, I generally am not, because much of my hiking is done in areas where you're not allowed to build a fire, but I still do some bushcraft and some other trips where I can make a fire. And I'm actually planning a through hike of the Northville Placid Trail where I will be cooking on fire at least a good portion of the time to save weight with fuel and stuff, so I wanted something with a bale. So I went out and bought this after doing a little bit of research. Now, the bale is really nice, but if you're trying to use this as like a mug, it kind of hangs in the way, and if you're drinking, I guess it could flop around and be annoying. Cool thing is, though, you just give it a little pull, and you can pull it right out of the clips. It's just kind of spring-loaded in there. So that's really nice. The handles, they fold nicely. There's some resistance, so they don't flop around. I mean, they're not, you know, if you whip it, you can get these to move a little bit, but they're not sitting here rattling the whole time. They're in there nice and tight, which is a plus for me. On the inside, hopefully you can see that. You can see there's graduations, and it starts at like 8 ounces, 12 ounces, 16 ounces, and then on the metric side, it's got I think it starts at 200. It's got 2, 3, 4, and 500 milliliters, and then the top of the pot, just under the rim, they say is 750 milliliters. Weight on this thing, with the lid and the bale, is 4.7 ounces. So there are lighter pots and lighter cook systems, but this has a large capacity. I could have gone with a 450 liter or a 350 liter, and that's probably all I would have needed. But I wanted the extra versatility if I was out with my daughters and I was cooking, you know, making enough water for their meals and my meals at the same time, because I hate having to boil water twice to make one meal. So this is a large capacity. I think it's like 24.5 ounces altogether, they say, or 750 milliliters. So that's plenty of water to really cook just about anything for at least 2 people. So that's part of the reason I went with this. Other than that, the pot works great. I really like it. It came in this little mesh pouch with a drawstring at the top to hold everything together. It just fits over the edges, so you can nest all your other cook stuff in here, except I can't quite fit my spork in there. It's not tall enough. But my stove and fuel and windscreen and all that stuff nest right in here, no problem. Really like it. Now, on to is titanium worth the money for weight savings? And I'll qualify it with that. For weight savings. That's kind of a hard question to answer because I don't exactly have an apples to apples comparison for a full cook set with a lid and bale and everything in stainless steel. I don't have an exact equivalent. I have one that holds about a liter. Where is it? And that's my Catalyst. But this is much bigger, okay? And you know, this holds, I think this holds over a liter versus, you know, 750 milliliters. But it has a lid and it has a bale. And I don't actually know the weight of this in comparison to the Toaks. I don't know the exact weight on this, unfortunately. But if I had to make a guess, I'd say it's probably close to double, just by how it feels. Like I said, I think I said that the Toaks, with everything included, is 4.7 ounces. I think this is somewhere around 9 or 10 ounces. And I'm trying to remember, but I can't. And I'll try to, I'll look that up, and I'll throw that right about here. I'll tell you how much that weighs. But what I will compare it to is what I generally use for ultralight backpacking, because that's the biggest reason I got the Toaks. And what I have been using for years is just a stainless steel cup. This one's made by Ascend, which is sold exclusively at Bass Pro Shops. It's one of their brand. This is, I want to say this holds 20 ounces, or just over 20 ounces. No graduations, no lid, no bale. And this is about, I think if you order it and you have it shipped, if you order it on the website, it'll end up being over 15 bucks. If you go into the store, it's $12.99 plus whatever tax your state or locale has. So the Toaks is about double the price. It's more than double the price. But you get a lot of convenience things. You get the lid, which has a lot of utility, which has the little locking bale. You have the bale that goes on here that allows you to use it much more easily over fires. And you have the little carrying case comes with it. You have the fold-out handles, and it's 4.7 ounces. This, like I said, nothing comes with it. What you see is what you get. It's got handles, and it holds water. And it's 4.9 ounces. If you wanted this equivalent in stainless steel, I think it would be close to double the weight. Very near double the weight. Maybe a little bit less for something this same size. So you're getting double the weight with the stainless steel, but half the price. So is it worth it? To me, at this point in the game, yes. When I first started out, I didn't want to invest in the titanium stuff, and titanium stuff when I started was a lot more expensive. The price in titanium cookware and just titanium stuff in general has come down. But when I first started, I got my first stainless steel cup. It wasn't this one, for like $6, and I was looking at titanium stuff because it was new, and you know, all the rage was, you know, 60, 70 bucks. I remember looking at stuff. So to me, it certainly was not worth the cost. At this point, however, I believe that this is totally worth the extra money over just a plain old stainless steel cup. Now, if you're just really all about the budget and you don't mind the extra ounces, then by all means go stainless steel. It's going to last forever. It's going to work. So there's no, you know, it's not like stainless steel is bad or anything. And I love, you know, I've loved my stainless and it's worked for me. This is just better for me. This has the graduations, which is very convenient. It has the lid, it has the bale, the removable bale, and it has these, you know, just the wings. I call them wings, handle wings. Just makes everything really easy. I really like this thing. It's nice and light. All my stuff nests in there really well. Comes with the little case. So for 35 bucks, to me, it's hard to beat. Because apples to apples, it's probably half the weight, maybe a little more than half the weight. So as far as is titanium worth it in this case, yeah, to me it is. Titanium isn't always worth the weight, the extra price for the weight, in my opinion. I have here two light my fire spoon fork things, and they're not really a spork, but I guess they are. Anyway, this one's titanium, this one's plastic. This one's a few bucks. This one's a lot more than a few bucks. I think this is about 3 or 4 times the price. I think the titanium might actually weigh more than the plastic one, and this plastic one is pretty darn tough. So it's not like this is really going to break. The only reason I got the titanium is because of my winter backpacking trips. You know, I've been out in well below zero, and these can get brittle. So that's the only reason I bought the titanium. But for 99% of my hiking and backpacking trips, this does fine. So if you're like, oh, should I get the plastic or the titanium? Just get the plastic. It's cheaper, a lot cheaper, and it weighs like the same. So in some cases, I think the titanium's worth it. In some cases, I don't really think it's worth it. In the case of this cook set, this particular one, the Toaks 750, for me, totally worth the added convenience and the weight savings over my old system. I didn't really save much weight, 0.2 ounces, but I gained a ton of versatility and, you know, extra accessories and abilities. So for me, that's totally worth it. If you're coming from something like this and you're wondering, should I get this? Yes, I would say so. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but no, this was not sent to me by Toaks. I purchased this, so you know, I'm not doing an ad for anybody. This is just my personal opinion. So anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I fear that it already is too long, and some of you are already asleep drooling on your keyboards. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video or you think it helped you, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. It does help the channel, helps me keep making videos for you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching as always, guys. God bless, and I will catch you next time.